going to preview the 1 seed Virginia Tech versus 3 seed Ohio State. I'll tell you one thing. Ohio State's press defense is really imposing at times. I mean, they forced UConn to commit 25 turnovers yesterday. So, and Virginia Tech right now is 30-4 overall, and Ohio State is 28-7 overall. So, just an FYI on that. And what's some players to keep an eye on for Ohio State? Taylor Mikesell, 17 points per game, 2.9 rebounds per game, 2.3 assists per game. Excuse me. 1.4 steals per game, 2.2 turnovers per game, 1.4 fouls per game, 85.5% from the free throw line, 40.5% from the three. Cody McMahon, 18 points per game, 5.4 rebounds per game, 2.4 assists per game, 2.9 turnovers per game, 1.6 steals per game, 0.7 blocks per game, 2.9 fouls per game, 67% from the free throw line on 179 attempts, and 26.8% from three on 56 attempts. Taylor Theory is another player to keep an eye on. 13.7 points per game, 6.5 rebounds per game, 2.3 assists per game, 1.5 turnovers per game, 0.7 blocks per game, 2.1 steals per game, 3.2 fouls per game, 66.2% from the free throw line on 130 attempts, 38.7% from three, but that's on 31 attempts. J.C. Sheldon is the next player to keep an eye on for Ohio State. 12.8 points per game, 30.5 rebounds per game, 3.7 assists per game, 3.8 steals per game, 2.4 turnovers per game, 2.4 fouls per game, 88.4% from the free throw line on 43 attempts, and 25.7% from three, but that's on 35 attempts. Yeah, some of those players I'm mentioning only played 12 games, but it's because of injury. Why? But I know they played last game. I know they did. Now I'm going to just check on this next player. Yeah, she has not played. Okay. Rebecca Mikhasilkova is the next player. 10.4 points per game, 3.7 rebounds per game, 0.6 steals per game, 2.1 fouls per game, 74.5% from the free throw line, 32.3% from three, and 2.1 fouls per game. So Rika Harris is the next player to keep an eye on. 6.8 points per game, 4.2 rebounds per game, 3.3 assists per game, 1.6 steals per game, 1.4 turnovers per game, 59% from free throw line on 105 attempts, 23.8% from three, 2.6 fouls per game, and on 23.8% from three, that's on 126 attempts. Ebony Walker is the next player to keep an eye on. 4.8 points per game, 3.7 rebounds per game, 0.8 steals per game, 1.2 turnovers per game, 1.6 fouls per game, 64.4% from the free throw line, 0 for 3 on threes. Okay, she did not play against UConn. But now I'm gonna look. She did not play against UConn. So yeah. That's all the main players you gotta keep an eye on. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, But if there's more that play than that, I'm sure you could take and look it up on your own. But now Virginia Tech side of things, they have a 2,000 point career score in Elizabeth Kitley, 18 points per game, 10.7 rebounds per game, 0.6 steals per game, 2.2 blocks per game, 2.2 turnovers per game. 2.3 fouls per game, 72.1% from free throw line, and 20% from three. But that's got to be on not a lot of attempts. But I'll double check it. 1 for 5. Yeah, that's what I thought. Georgia on Moore, 16 is the next player to keep an eye on. 16.1 points per game. First of all, 5.1 assists per game, 2.8 turnovers per game, 2 fouls per game, 77.5% from the free throw line, 35.1% from the three. So yeah, Taylor Soule, 11.1 points per game, 5.7 rebounds per game, 1.1 steals per game, 2 turnovers per game, 2.9 fouls per game, 24% from three, but that's on 25 attempts and 71.8% from the free throw line. Kayana Taylor is the next trailer. Kayana Trailer, not Taylor. Apologize for that. 10.9 points per game, 3.4 rebounds per game, 3 assists per game, 1 steal per game, 2.1 turnovers per game, 1.8 fouls per game, 78.4% from the free throw line, 32.7% from three. Kaya King is the next player to keep an eye on. 8 points per game, 3.2 rebounds per game, 0.8 steals per game, 0.7 turnovers per game, 2.9 fouls per game, 75% from the free throw line on 48 attempts, 37.1% from three. And the last player to keep an eye on, Deasia Gregg. 4.9 points per game, 6.1 rebounds per game, 0.6 steals per game, 2.1 turnovers per game, 2 fouls per game, 77.4% from the free throw line on 31 attempts, and 37.9% from three. So that's the main players to keep an eye on. And this is an intriguing battle because Ohio State's defense versus this offense that averages 72.5 points per game. And Ohio State is 19-0 when they force 20 or more turnovers. So, of course, across the board, you got to limit your foul trouble. You got to limit the free throw attempts for the other team. Of course, you want to get there as well. You got to take care of the ball, especially if you're Virginia Tech. You don't want to commit 20-something turnovers because if you do, you're most likely not going to win. You got to make the other team uncomfortable on offense. You got to get rebounds so you can limit those second chance points. Of course, you got to get second chance points yourselves on the rebounds on the offensive side of things. Get good shot selection. I would also say you got to get some points in transition, points in the paint, 3-point shooting if you could do it. Of course, you want to limit that as much as possible. Of course, you got to come out with energy, and for Ohio State side of things, for them only, don't have a letdown game after beating UConn. Because sometimes after beating UConn, you could have a letdown right afterwards. But I don't think that's going to be the case. Not with that team. So, yeah. I know there's obviously more keys than that, and Ohio State's offense is not like bad. They average 80.8 points per game. That's if actually, yeah. That's including all those other scores, of course. So, You got to get some steals, got to get some blocks. And this game will be played at 8 p.m. Central Time on ESPN tomorrow. Obviously, you need to make adjustments on the fly. And at Ohio State, you might not want to start off like you did against UConn again, down 10-2, but you woke up and played with a lot more intensity for the rest of that game. And yes, you were down by 17-15 at the end of the first quarter, and then you just overwhelmed UConn for the rest of the game without press. And don't let the press overwhelm you, Virginia Tech. You got to find a way to prepare for that. And I know it's not going to be easy because they made UConn look silly. I mean, they committed 18 turnovers in the first half when they averaged 16.2. It's no secret. It is a weakness for UConn this year. But that's other than besides the point. Well, I know Virginia Tech, based on everybody who has played this year, 13.3. So they're better in turnover-wise than UConn is by almost 3. It's going to be interesting how they deal with it. So, anyways, if you like this content, hit like and subscribe button. See you guys later. 500 subscribers. We're on the road to it. Let's go.